où est-ce que je vais trouver la date où est parti Doc? Eh bien salut à tous, c'est Pyrex16 et aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour la suite de notre let's play sur Back to the Future. On s'était quitté dans l'appartement de notre cher E. Strickland. Donc on était en train de chercher après la date, on avait dit qu'il fallait chercher après la date de... de l'incendie du bar clandestin, j'avais déjà oublié. Et donc je suppose que ça doit être caché dans tous ces journaux d'époque, comme elle a dit, qui sont classés dans l'ordre, tout ça. Donc comment faire partir? Maintenant on sait plus rien lui demander. Allez à toi, qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire avec ça?
Man, she keeps it hot in here.
Elle aime la chaleur.
That's the kettle. I'll be right back with some tea. Then don't touch anything.
Ah, pas le doigt. À mon avis là on va pouvoir en profiter pour trouver ces journaux.
Let's see. Ground broken on site of former speakeasy. Singer vanishes. Hill Valley Expo delights crowd. Soup kitchen exposed. Here we go. Speakeasy arsonist slain. Legal procedure gave way to old-fashioned vengeance last night when a mob descended on the Hill Valley police station. The suspect in the speakeasy arson case, a drifter known as Carl Sagan, was pulled from his... Carl Sagan? It's Doc! Killed by a mob. What's the date? June 14th, 1931. Jeez, I gotta rescue him.
Ah ben, il est bien Marty.
My newspapers!
Sorry, Miss Strickland. Let me...
No! You've gotten my history out of order! Oh, do you know how long it'll take to fix what you've done? Oh, get out! Get out! Get out! Help! Police! I'm being attacked by
Je crois que tu exagères un
hooligans!
petit peu là, c'est bon, stop. Ah, ok. Voilà, parfait. Tiens, il s'est habillé comme dans... Partir.
Marty! Where you been, son?
130.
And what are you doing in that getup?
Alors... uniforme de travail. Écoute.
It's, my uniform. Didn't I tell you? I got a job.
At the Model T factory?
Yeah. No.
Pourquoi
Never mind, you don't have to explain. I'm sure whatever it is you're up to, you know what you're doing, right?
I hope so.
Hey, sometimes you gotta go out on a limb for the ones you love, right? Wish my dad had understood that. You won't stay away too long.
You'll barely know I was gone.
T'inquiète pas, on va pas...
You ready to go,
on va juste
Einstein?
changer le continuum espace-temps, t'inquiète pas. Voilà. Bon. Bon. Je suppose qu'on doit mettre...
Time circuits on. Flux capacitor, fluxy.
On va entrer la date.
Okay, if Doc's gonna get killed on June 14th, 1931, I'll just show up the day before and get him out. I hope you know what you're doing, Doc.
On va aller 13 juin 1931, 4 heures. C'est parti. J'aime cette musique. ressemble fort, mais vraiment bien au film qu'on a tous connu. Et ça, c'est ce que j'aime. D'ailleurs, au niveau du jeu, ce que j'aime, les graphismes sont assez fun, je vais dire. Même si c'est
Einstein, where'd you go now, boy?
Pas super réaliste, mais bon, ça rend bien, je trouve. Un peu genre à la fantaisie. Alors, il valait 1931. Moins l'ordre fonctionne.
Young man! Excuse me, young man!
Who, me?
You're the only man in the street, and I'm looking for a man-in-the-street reaction. Naturally, you know about the explosion that destroyed this illegal gin establishment.
I read about it, yeah.
What's your opinion of Carl Sagan, the stranger who single-handedly did what the law has been unable to do for 10 long years, namely, rid Hill Valley of the scourge of liquor?
There's gotta be some sort of mistake here. Carl wouldn't do something like that.
It's surprising the lengths a person will go to when it's a clear-cut matter of right and wrong. You've got an honest look about you. You do support the side of righteousness, I trust.
Ça va pas le faire.
You can mark me down as a supporter.
The young man said, flashing a boyish yet virile grin. Hill Valley needs more upstanding youths like yourself. Do you have a message for the vicious gangsters who still roam these streets? No doubt plotting to corrupt our citizens with another den of booze, sin, and debauchery?
Ask him where I can get the address.
Ah, I see! Because you want to blast it to smithereens just like Carl Sagan did. With public-spirited citizens like you around, the lawless element will be on the run in no time. Mr. May I get your name?
Yeah, it's... Michael Corleone.
Thank you for sharing your candid opinions, Mr. Corleone. Edna Strickland, Hill Valley Herald.
I know. I met you back. I'm familiar with your work.
You read my column? How sweet! I know it's just an etiquette column, but I believe it'll lead to bigger and better... Oh!
Einstein, no. Down, boy.
Is this wretched creature yours? He assaulted me once before.
What's got into you?
Aggressive dogs must be kept on leash at all times. It's the law. Look it up.
Doc. I gotta find Doc.
Tiens, on va aller au Loose Café. On peut pas aller sur la rue. Ah bah c'est strict hein, à mon avis ici.
I guess this is where the speakeasy burned down. How'd Doc ever get mixed up in that?
Traverser. Bon, si Doc a été arrêté, je suppose qu'il est au poste de police. Et là, je vais le voir à côté, là où normalement, dans le film, il y a la pompe Texaco. Il doit sûrement y être. Sauf si on l'a amené à une autre prison. Non, mais est-ce que... Police station. Police. Fenêtre de la prison.
Psst, Doc!
Ah ben voilà.
Marty!
Doc!
What are you doing here?
You sent for me, Doc.
I did? When?
May 14th, 1986.
1980? The automatic retrieval system. Of course. I'd almost forgotten about that.
So what's our plan for getting you out of here?
Plan? We don't need a plan.
We don't.
Not in the slightest. The police picked me up for that speakeasy fire a couple of weeks ago, but the DA hasn't got a case. They're releasing me tomorrow morning.
So basically, I traveled 50 years into the past to deliver your car?
Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, you might want to hold off on that, Doc.
Great Scott! I'm going to be gunned down by gangsters on the steps of the courthouse.
Why would they do that?
Guess they didn't approve of my burning down their speakeasy.
Very funny, Doc. Maybe now we should come up with a plan?
A plan? Right. But what?
Why don't we tell the authorities?
Tell them what? That my friend from the future has proof that I'll be murdered tomorrow? They'd ship us both off to the loony bin. And trust me, you don't want to see the inside of a 1931 insane asylum.
Why don't I take the DeLorean, go back in time before you were arrested, and stop you from getting caught in the first place?
Don't even think about it. Without my unjust incarceration, the events that sent you into the past might never happen, resulting in a paradox of continuum-shattering proportions.
Jeez, we've been back together for 5 minutes, Doc. You're already talking about the end of the universe. I've missed that.
Don't be ridiculous, Marty. I was only referring to the end of the universe as we know it.
Parler au gangster, faire sortir.
Well, I suppose I could just get some dynamite and break you out of jail.
No, that's far too dangerous. Not just to me, but to random innocent people in the past. The repercussions could be... That's it!
What's it?
My rocket-powered drill.
You have a rocket-powered drill?
Not yet. I haven't built it yet.
You've lost me, Doc.
Listen, a few months ago, my 17-year-old self sent in a patent application for a rocket-powered drill. I abandoned the project after I never heard back from the patent office, but the prototype should be nearly complete.
Great, I'll just run back to your lab and...
No, I said nearly complete. You'll need me to help you finish it.
How the hell am I supposed to sneak a half-finished rocket-powered drill into your cell?
Not me! 1931 me!
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to convince your 1931 self to build a rocket-powered drill to break you out of jail?
Precisely!
How am I supposed to convince your younger self to finish the rocket drill? Just tell him I need to break his older self out of jail?
Absolutely not. Whatever you do, you can't tell my younger self anything about time travel. I won't come up with the inspiration for the flux capacitor for another 24 years.
Then what am I supposed to...
Just be your charming self. From what I remember, I'm a pretty easygoing kid, so enlisting me in a scientific adventure should be a piece of cake.
Won't talking to yourself cause, irreparable damage to the space-time continuum or something?
It should be fine. I've already invented the idea of the rocket drill. You've just got to goad my younger self into finishing the prototype.
Okay, let's say I go along with this crazy idea. Where can I find you? I mean, the other you.
How should I know? It was over 50 years ago. Why don't you go over to the soup kitchen next door and give my house a call? They'll know where to find me.
Soup kitchen. Got it.
Just stay away from the soup. It'll cause irreparable damage to your digestive system.
Ça peut si on avait une voiture.
I guess I better get started. Don't worry, Doc. I'll get you out of here in no time.
I'm not worried. Once you and my younger self put your heads together, you'll be unstoppable.
Ok, bon, très bien. Si j'ai à peu près compris, il faut trouver le jeune Doc qui va nous construire une machine pour forer une mur. Si j'ai tout compris, c'est ça. Bon, on va aller, je suppose que ça doit être ça, Soup Kitchen. Ça ou... Soupe de poulet. Soupe populaire. Normalement la soupe bar. Je sais pas que c'était une truc de soupe.
McFly!
Ah,
Biff? Kid!
Ah,
Grandpa?
le grand...
That's
le
Mr.
grand-père
Tannen to
Tannen.
you, Artie. What are you doing out here?
Well,
Arthur
I was
McFly,
getting
le
kind of
grand-père Marty.
hungry, so I figured I'd come down here for some free soup.
Just thought I'd come down for some soup. Think, McFly. The DA's throwing around subpoenas like Babe Ruth.
I don't think Ruth's a pitcher anymore.
Shut it. If one of those subpoenas landed in the hands of my number cruncher, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble. I could even get sent up the river. You wouldn't want that, would you? Would you?
No, of course not, kid.
All right, that's better. What are you looking at, punk? Keep your eyes on the soup, kid. Well?
Well, what?
What are you still doing here?
Sorry, kid. I'll just run back to the safe house.
You do that. And McFly?
Yes?
That hat's too flashy. You better let me hold on to it. Now scram!
You got it, boss.
And don't come out until I give you the all clear. I swear, if even one of you mooks could add 2 + 2 without your fingers, I'd dump that wimp into the lake. Hey! Anyway, I'm off to make myself irresistible. Don't let anyone burn down the shop while I'm gone.
Est-ce qu'on peut parler à celui-là?
Okay. Hey, never mind.
Non, entrée de la cuisine. Ah, quelqu'un d'autre là. Bon. Ça, c'est fait.
There's no way I'm gonna keep that door open without some help.
Téléphone. Ah, il nous a donné un numéro, c'est vrai. On va peut-être l'utiliser.
Brown residence?
Hi. Do you know where I could find Emmett Brown?
Young Master Brown is currently tending to his clerking duties at the courthouse. Who may I say is calling?
The courthouse? Doc never told me he worked at the courthouse.
Palais de justice. Très bien, je comprends, on n'a plus rien à faire ici. Peut-être t'as parlé au type.
I better not talk to him. I don't want to mess up his timeline.
Ah, ok, bon, très bien. Je peux voir que... Bon, à mon avis...
Looks like these pipes go into the basement.
On va essayer d'analyser ce qu'il y a dans chaque pièce. Ça va toujours servir un moment dans le jeu. On va aller au palais de justice. Soi-disant le courthouse de Hill Valley. Pas moyen de courir. Ah si, avec Shift.
Touch those. These are very sensitive legal documents. Nobody is supposed to handle them but sworn officers of the court. Judge Brown says so.
Judge Brown? Doc. Nice to meet you. I'm Michael, Corleone.
Emmett Brown. But I am a law clerk, not a doctor. Now please get out of my way. I have important business to transact.
Sûrement aller régler son...
Naturally, H2A multiplied by the inversion of H has to come out less than expectation.
Très bien, on va y parler à ce jeune Emmett alors. Ici.
H expectation value, but only if the coefficient of friction remains constant and the gravitational constant is variable. Wait, is that even possible? Oh, let's start over.
Listen, Emmett, you don't know me, but I'm your friend.
I'm not big on friends. They get in the way of work.
Come on, Doc. Emmett, drop the Legal Eagle Act. I got something more important for you to do.
Mr. Corleone, I'll have you know that the law is the very mortar that holds society together, and we in the legal profession are like brick masons building the edifice of the future.
Your dad tell you that?
Every morning.
Pareil que le
Listen, I understand you're working on a new invention in your lab.
Invention? You must have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm in law. I have absolutely no interest in science. H.
Mais oui, c'est ça. Il va se remettre. Mais où est-ce qu'il va? Pourquoi il va?
I wonder who really burned down the speakeasy.
Très bien, il est rentré dans la maison. Ici, là. Après, il a l'air de rien y avoir. On va aller revoir Doc s'il a plus d'informations à nous donner pour... Ah, mais il est là.
Wait, is that even possible? Now if H stands for one dimension...
Come on, wait up a minute.
You again? Can't you see I'm busy?
What's this important business you're up to?
It's a legal matter, very complicated, very abstruse. I need to obtain 5 sets of initials on every copy of this writ of indemnification before before Judge Brown can even think of granting a waiver to the party in the first part.
You have no idea what it's about, do you?
That's how important it is.
Je suis un scientifique.
See, I'm sort of in the science business myself. That's why I sought you out.
Not that I care in the least, because science is the furthest thing from my own area of interest, which is law, but I don't believe you.
It's true. I'm a scientist.
So tell me something, Mr. Scientist, from your vast storehouse of scientific knowledge.
The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone?
Amazing.
Okay, so you don't want your old man to know. That's fine. Listen, we all keep secrets. But I'm telling you, you can level with me about this science project of yours.
I am not a scientist. Go ahead, ask me what E equals.
What does E equal?
I have absolutely no idea. See? I don't know where you got your information from about me, mister, but you're wrong, wrong, wrong.
Vraiment pas envie. Allez.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
So, Emmett, what time are you through with work?
Depends. On weeknights, Pop sometimes keeps me in the office till 9.
9 at night? But today's Saturday.
Right. So I probably won't get off before 10.
Come on, you could trust me, Doc. Emmett, it's your future I'm looking out for, in more ways than one.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and science.
Oh, that word again! If you insinuate I'm a scientist once more, I'll sue you for defamation of character!
On va lui demander à Doc ce qu'il pourrait faire. Au vieux Doc, pas au moins de parler. Qu'est-ce qu'on a dans l'inventaire? On ne saura pas le montrer. Je sais quoi que je me fail. Quitter le menu.
Psst, Doc!
Morty, have you found my younger self yet?
J'ai rencontré le jeune Doc.
Well, I met your younger self.
Great.
And I gotta say, you're kind of uptight.
What?
You won't even talk to me.
I find that hard to believe. Tell me what happened.
Tu dois le savoir, ça devrait être entré dans ta mémoire.
I tried asking him about your rocket drill, but he says he's not a scientist.
What? What? Father.
What's he got to do with this?
In 1931, I was still deathly afraid of my father discovering the truth about my scientific predilections, so I carefully kept them under wraps, practicing science at odd hours, away from his prying eyes.
That sucks.
It sucked a lot. Fortunately, I eventually stood up to him. But right now, my younger self probably thinks you've been sent by my father to check up on me.
What do I do to convince Teen Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure.
Ah bah, tu m'aides vraiment beaucoup.
You know, your younger self seems really dedicated to the law.
It's a facade, I assure you. I had to keep up appearances to appease my father.
Why does your younger self mutter all the time?
Muttering? Why would I be muttering? I never mutter unless... The Hill Valley Expo! Yes, the Expo! How could I have forgotten? In a few months, the younger me will put on a demonstration at the Hill Valley Exposition, my first public foray into the world of science. Everyone in town will be there, including a number of noted inventors who shaped my career.
So, it was a big success?
No, it was a miserable failure, but it was a spectacularly miserable failure, one which marked my transition from an amateur garage scientist into a professional seeker of truth.
What does this expo have to do with you muttering all the time?
When I was younger, I used to relieve stress by working on complex mathematical conundrums. No doubt my younger self is working on some impossible problem in an attempt to work off cerebral steam in the weeks before the exposition. What was I muttering about?
I don't know, h to the something when the inverse is something else. I'm not so good at equations.
That's too bad. I bet if we could solve my younger self's problem, he'd be more inclined to listen to you.
I still can't figure out what your younger self is muttering about.
Blast! If only I could hear him myself.
Bon. Il peut plus nous aider alors pour l'instant.
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
Ouais, je sais que tu te là, tu te fais tuer, donc on doit essayer de faire vite. Allez, on marche. Bon, où est ce jeune petit fou?
But in that case, h to the a multiplied by the inverse of a might not be equal to...
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone!
How about you knock off work early and I'll buy you a beer, or soda. What do you say?
Don't try to tempt me from my duty with sugary beverages. Keeping the wheels of justice turning, that's my one passion in life. Besides, if I left before 8, my pop would kill me.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Oh.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
Bon, là, même pas envie de
That's
savoir.
Newton. But how many newtons are required
Bon,
to
très
maintain
bien.
constant massive
Je
acceleration
vois
produced by the inverse
que
of
ça fait
the
déjà un bout
derivative
de
of
temps
the
que je
speed
fais la vidéo, j'ai
relative to
dit
the
de la
speed
faire
of
trop
light.
longue, sinon ça devient barbant à un moment. Donc je vous dis salut à toutes et à tous, on se retrouve pour le prochain épisode dans quelques jours. Donc portez-vous bien, n'oubliez pas de mettre un j'aime, de vous abonner si vous aimez ce que je fais, de mettre un commentaire à propos de cette série. Je vous dis à très bientôt, salut à tous.